Welcome back to my Transformers Prime episode reviews. Today, we're taking a look at the Season 3 episode, Scattered. In this episode, the Autobots wonder what they'll do now that they're all isolated from each other. Picking up from where the last episode left off, Megatron is happy to see Shockwave again.
Lord Megatron.
Shockwave! This is quite an unexpected turn.
Shockwave recounts how he survived the destruction of the space bridge and was left abandoned on Cybertron for a very long time. That is until his sensors detected the activation of the Omega Lock and he found Knockout and the Viacon sifting through the wreckage.
Why was I left for scrap? Abandoned.
Why?
Yeah, Starscream. How could you abandon Shockwave and his adorable little bunny ears? Seriously, have you ever noticed how Shockwave kind of looks like he has bunny ears?
The last thing anyone witnessed was you charging into the space bridge portal. No one saw you come back out.
I find your reply to be logical.
With Shockwave back, Starscream gets demoted. Kind of.
While Starscream will retain authority over military operations, Shockwave will be my first lieutenant in charge of all scientific endeavors.
Aww, why did they have to make Starscream so cute?
Hey, you hungry? There's a town up ahead.
I better not. I'm running low on cash.
At least you don't have to buy gasoline.
Okay, I know this was probably a joke about the high price of gas, but setting that aside, it's just adorable how Arcee is such a mom, making sure that Jack eats. Aw, so cute! Also, does Arcee use gas? If so, then Jack would have to buy the gas for her, wouldn't he? Unless she just pumps and goes.
That is what she said.
But no, I think she uses Energon, doesn't she? I know this kind of thing varies from series to series, about what Transformers consume for fuel or not, but usually they run on Energon, right? Jack and Arcee stop at a farm so that she can stretch her legs. And I've just got to say that this shot is beautiful. No, well, yes, Arcee is beautiful too, but I meant this. Aw, what a gorgeous sunset. Perfectly framed with Jack and Arcee. I love it. Great job, Polygon Pictures. Meanwhile, Bee's driving while Raph is Googling. You know, Bee really should have some kind of holo avatar like Arcee. Because if I was passing Bumblebee and I looked in his window and I saw a small child sitting in the passenger seat with nobody driving, I'd be very concerned. But in his Googling, Raph finds a picture of Ratchet doing the Bigfoot pose. However, on board the Nemesis, Starscream is doing some Googling of his own. Or maybe the Decepticons use Bing or Yahoo or something like that. But Raph replaces the picture just as Starscream shows it to Megatron.
Lord Megatron, I have found something of great interest. An Autobot.
Actually, this would probably be a Maximal like Optimus Minor. But you're close, Starscream. Aww, Knockout is so cute!
Starscream, you would do well to take a cue from Soundwave on occasion and keep things to yourself.
Apparently, Megatron is not a fan of funny memes. Also, technically, if Starscream already had this page open, the image wouldn't get replaced immediately, because the page is already cached in his browser. Only if he had left it and come back, or refreshed the page with the content update. But then again, I don't know what kind of browser the Decepticons use. Maybe it's something really garbage like Opera.
Surely our Autobot prisoner is a better source of information than this primitive datanet.
I will have you know, Shockwave, that I have been grinding Wheeljack down for days.
That is what she said.
Perhaps you would have better results if instead of a club, you used a scalpel. I recommend a cortical psychic patch.
That's your answer for everything, isn't it, Shockwave? just because you invented it. I get it, you're proud of your accomplishment. But you don't see me bragging to everyone at TFCon that I was in Cyberverse. Okay, I bragged to a few, but not everyone. Meanwhile, Bulkhead and Miko are sitting on a hill covered in pink daisies. Aww, it's so pretty. I love it. Having outlived his usefulness, Starscream orders Wheeljack to be thrown into the smelting pit.
Hey, are you a flyer?
Now how come Wheeljack can tell if a Viacon is a flyer, but Megatron can't? You know, why doesn't the Viacon that Jackie is riding just turn upside down and dump him off? Instead, they just act like the Goblin Glider to Wheeljack's Green Goblin. But apparently, Starscream let Wheeljack escape, planting a tracker on him in order to follow him to the other Autobots. Meanwhile, at Cage's junkyard, or maybe it's Denny's junkyard, Raph and Bee find a grumpy Ratchet having a nap. Ratchet seems to have given up, but Raph suggests making the Harbinger their new base, which would be interesting. The Autobots stationed out of a crashed Decepticon ship? Plus, the Harbinger did hold the Immobilizer and a cache of protoforms. Who knows what other goodies it may hold? Back with Bulkhead and Miko, Wheeljack finally arrives. Aww, Bulkhead is so happy to have his boyfriend back. And Miko manages to capture the Kodak moment. Starscream sends his armada, but the Wreckers lay a trap for Screamy's squad.
He tricked us.
How'd you know the cons planted a tracker on you?
I figured the cons were up to something, so I did a little poking around under my hood.
In other words, Jackie felt himself up, which, you know, is sometimes a good thing. Gotta check for lumps or trackers or what have you. At the Harbinger, Ratchet decides to join Bee and Raph. Aww. And Jack and Arcee are visited by a somewhat familiar looking bot.
Jack, I don't think we're gonna need that keycard. Meet Ultra Magnus.
In the toy line, Ultra Magnus is a repaint and remold of Optimus Prime's figure. In the show, he does seem to share some of the same details as Optimus Prime's character model. But you'd really have to ask Polygon Pictures if they based Ultra Magnus' character model off of Optimus's, or if they built it from scratch. And finally, at the Dark Mount, the Decepticons are introduced to Shockwave's pet, Predaking. Well, this was a great episode of Transformers Prime. It was an episode of beautiful scenery and happy reunions. Ratchet is with Raph and Bee, Wheeljack is with Bulkhead and Miko, and we have our newest addition to the cast, Ultra Magnus, teaming up with Jack and Arcee. I can't wait to see how the next episode will unfold. What about you? What did you think of this episode of Transformers Prime? Let me know down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you here next time for the next episode of Transformers Prime, Prey. See you then!